This Pecha Kucha activity is on the Song Empire. Taoism and Buddhism were becoming very much less of the two main religions in China during this time of the Song Empire. Neo-Confucianism started to rise and become more of the dominant religion during the Song Empire. Neo-Confucianism was the revival of Confucianism, the Confucian philosophy and political structure, and it continued until the entire system was just abolished in 1905. In the Song Empire, monumental landscape painting became a big artistic expression. Painters discovered the natural world and nature itself after leaving the cities at the end of the Tang Dynasty. The cities didn't really have much artistic expression, so they were not being treated well, so they left for the mountains, and that's where they mainly found their love for the nature and natural world. Holidays in the Song Empire there are a lot of holidays in the Song Empire, including both urban and rural people were allowed to participate in these holidays. So farmers, hunters and gatherers, and artisans, merchants, government officials, they are all in the same holidays. And they participate in seasonal festivities, religious holidays, everything. Social hierarchy in the Song Empire pretty much include landowners and government officials in the elite groups, and then everyone else, pretty much farmers, hunters, fishers, and miners, lived in the rural areas, and they were kind of the lowest group. Shoekeepers, artisans, city guards, entertainers, and wealthy merchants lived in the counties and were like the middle group in between the elite and the bottom. Women in the Song Empire were actually not treated as poorly as they have been in other their status was being kind of elevated. They're being treated better than they used to be in Song China. There was less discrimination. They helped out in festivities. They got to sit beside the king. It was they're being treated better. Like, mothers were respected in Song China.
The Song Empire was located in all of eastern China and in part of southern China. The Song Empire was located in all of eastern China and in part of southern China. The Song dynasty was bordered by the Jin Empire to the north, so tensions were high near the border in case of an invasion. As evidenced by the map, southern Cheng and northern Cheng were two different divisions of the Song Empire. Northern Song was from 960 to 1126, while Southern Song was in the southern half, and it lasted from 1127 to 1279. In the Song dynasty, the main foods were rice, pork, and salted fish. These foods were enjoyed by both the wealthy and less fortunate because they were abundant in China's seas and in their lands. The only difference was that the upper class was able to choose for rare and expensive fish and other meats, instead of, in comparison, where the poor people would have to choose the trash and the discarded meats. In the Song dynasty, the kind of clothes you wore showed who you were and how much power you had. The leader would often have a long silk robe similar to what's shown in the picture that would hang to the ground. Women would wear a long robe-like gown made of different colors of silk and other materials. Colors for these clothes often ranged from black to yellow to red to blue, any color that they could make with dye. Lower class people often wore robes made of wool. Technology. One major advancement in technology was the creation of gunpowder. Gunpowder would allow the Chinese people to create fireworks and rockets that they could fire at their enemies. This long-range projectile, shown in the picture, contained fragments of copper, iron, and other metals that make the different colors you see nowadays. Current gunpowder has been refined from the original made in Sung dynasty, and although it does not differ that much. Mathematics. Not only was the Sung Empire known for its advanced weaponry, but it was also known for its advancements in mathematics. It was the first to use negative coefficients in quadratic equations, the zero symbol, and many other things. This level of sophistication within the mathematics sector shows that the Sung were an advanced people, more advanced than their neighbors such as the Mongols and the Indians. Leaders. Emperor Taizu was the first ruler of the Song dynasty in 960 AD. His successor, Shen Ko, was a renowned scientist and general. He ruled from 1031 to 1095. Shen Ko's achievements include numerous war victories, as well as the leading coefficient already discussed in mathematics, as well as other mathematical achievements. Language. The Song Empire primarily used the modern Chinese language for their everyday conversing needs. Although in some theatrical events such as plays, classical Chinese was used. The picture on the slide shows an example of classical Chinese that was used in plays in this Song Empire. Laws. The financial success of the Song dynasty was ensured by a strict set of laws. They followed a law code known as the Tang Code, which was a combination of legalism and Confucianism. An example of the Tang Code is the law that states any man found guilty in court can be persecuted by the Zheng Chung, also known as the interrogation stick. One of the Song dynasty's greatest achievements was the creation of gunpowder, as already discussed. This helped greatly improve their military skills and enabled them to repel enemies in a way such as the Jin and the Mongols. Also, many military leaders such as Emperor Taizu and Sheng Chung rose to power and became leaders after being military commanders. The architecture of the Song dynasty was heavily influenced by Buddhism. One of the most famous buildings of the Song Empire is the Lihui Pagoda. This is shown in the picture. It was built in 1156 and it stretched 197 feet into the sky. This building had multiple uses such as religious center and a gathering place.